You know how sometimes you're getting ready to film and you get excited because your housemate ends up leaving, but they leave the TV on in the next room? Hey internet, look at me. I'm filming an obsessions video before the end of the month. That doesn't necessarily mean that it will go up on time, but I'm doing my best. So first of all, this month I'm going to tell you about a book. Matt and Maddie, whose channel I have told you about before, they started this backhand book club, and their first book that they decided that everyone was going to read during the month was Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. This is a young adult fiction book that takes place mostly inside a virtual reality video game. I'd been wanting to read it for a while. I'd heard a lot about it, so when Matt and Maddie said that was going to be their book of the month, I was like, yeah, sure. I really liked it. I thought it was super enjoyable. I definitely thought there were parts of the plot that were a little bit weak and a little bit obvious, but you know, there are faults with every book, and overall I thought this was a really fun book to listen to. Will Wheaton did the narration. He just did phenomenally, and there is a part in the book that talks about Will Wheaton, and so it was really funny hearing Will Wheaton talk about Will Wheaton. If you have already read it or listened to it, let me know what you thought down in the comments. So, coffee update. The coffee thing is still going strong, but no one is surprised about that. Here's the thing that I found though. I did a really good job in July and the beginning of August making my own coffee and trying not to buy as much expensive stuff from Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. But here's the thing. When I make coffee at home, I typically make it with real milk. When I go to get it out somewhere, I end up getting almond milk or coconut milk. The reason for that is that for some reason, whenever I make coffee at home with almond milk or coconut milk, it just doesn't taste very good, and I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong. So what I found out was that if I drink a lot of dairy when I'm not used to drinking a lot of dairy, my skin breaks out like crazy. And if the videos from Nashville are up, you will see this. By the middle of August, my skin was just terrible, and I'm still trying to recover from it, if you can't tell. I'm kind of thinking that maybe I just need to suck it up and learn to like it when I make it at home with almond milk. We'll see. But there is something good that came out of August and coffee. I've decided that, you know, I've always liked chocolate in my coffee. Mochas are like my fave, but it gets even better when you add coconut. I keep pointing to my glass because this is a mocha coconut Starbucks Frappuccino thing that I put in a glass so it looks like I made it myself. So one of these things that I got when I was down with Dawn was this Kona Mocha Frappuccino frozen coffee thing. I absolutely fell in love with it, and Sheets is the one that makes it, in it. They put little chocolate chips on top, and it is so good. So since then, I've been finding as much chocolate and coconut as possible, and I already talked about the chocolate coconut almond butter. I think chocolate and coconut together really is the obsession. Thinking about it now, I eat so many things that have both of those flavors. Yeah. The third thing that I was obsessed with this month is the application Slack. Slack is basically this group chat thing that you can use on either your computer or your phones to talk to people. It's like instant messenger for a group of people, like a group chat, but then it's got a lot of different things. The group that I'm a part of was created by Michael Arandanaut to kind of help him with some stuff with his videos that can be community-based, and it is so fun. I've enjoyed it so much. One of my absolute favorite things about Slack is that when people say things, you can react to them using emojis. So instead of just being able to thumbs up a comment, you can put a pineapple or a ghost or a car or a bunch of really random things, and it makes the conversation so fun. And I found myself starting to like try to look for reactions on other sites and realizing that they don't have them. So basically, if you have a reason to use a group chat feature, I highly recommend Slack. It's super fun. Why only talk about one video game related thing when I could talk about two? So this month I joined the Arandanaut Minecraft server, and I have never joined a server for really any game before. I've never really played any game online. But as you guys know, I have loved Minecraft for years and years, since college. I love to play it by myself and often spend way too much time doing it. So I decided that I was going to join a server so I could play with my friends, and it turned out to be a good thing and a bad thing because it's been so fun. I get to chat with my friends while playing a game, and it's really hilarious and just so enjoyable. But it's also ruined Minecraft for me solo, so now it's not near as fun. I've also wasted way too many hours that I could have been productive doing something else on it, but it's good. It's friends and fun things. I enjoy it. And finally this month, I have been obsessed with actively taking time to seek out friends and hang out with them. At the beginning of the month, I went on a road trip to see Dawn. I made time to go back home. I saw one of my friends from college. I went on the road trip to Nashville with Ashley. This month, I really tried to make it a point to go and see the people that I love and to spend time with them because I needed it and because it's fun and because I got to have adventures. Alright, so those were the things that I was obsessed with this month. Let's give you a little bit of an update, even though I kind of sort of did along the way. We all know that July was a tough one. If you didn't see that video, I don't know if I recommend watching it. I hope it is clear this month that I am in fact doing so much better. I've been able to more or less jumpstart myself out of this glitch. I've been focusing a lot of time on just getting back into a routine and getting myself back into doing things, and a lot of it has worked really well. I've started exercising again, I've gotten on a better eating schedule. One of the clear signs of whether or not I'm doing very well is whether or not the whiteboard that's hanging on my wall says the current month. And up until the middle of August, it still said June, so I clearly wasn't doing too great. But things are getting better. I wouldn't necessarily say they're great, but they are getting better, and I have started my new classes for the fall. I should be going into the school starting next week to start my student teaching. That's a long story, we'll talk about that later. Like I said, by no means are things fixed. There are still several areas of my life that I'm trying to work on making better, and some areas of my life that I can't make better for a while for various reasons, and that's a little bit hard to deal with. But the goal is to work on the things that I can change, do things that make me happy, and eventually I'll get to the place where some of these things that I can't change right now will change. So to recap, August has gone much better than July did. I definitely feel myself on an upward trajectory. There were several great things that happened to me this month, and I hope that as we move into fall that things keep going forward. So let me know, how did your August go? Is there anything that you were obsessed with this month? Let me know so I can get obsessed with it next month. If you want to see what I was obsessed with in previous months, you can go ahead and click on the playlist. This video makes 24 videos, 2 full years of obsessions videos, so there's a lot to watch. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.